Okay, well, now let's calculate some more geometric attributes. We're going to do curvature this time, so we'll go to seismic attributes, geometric attributes, curvature calculation, and we are going to run curvature 3D. All right, so now you can see our curvature GUI. We're going to go in and we're going to select our dip, inline dip. It will automatically select our crossline dip. And then let me see what else we're going to do. I'll point out that we have structural curvature and amplitude curvature, but we're going to run structural curvature, so let me reset that this time. We can change our wavelength curvature parameters, so we can look at a short wavelength, we can look at a long wavelength, so those are different options you could choose. We can calculate a range of curvature attributes from our principal curvature, our strike of the principal curvature. Here let's even do reflector convergence. That's a fun one to look at, particularly if you've got cliniforms. And then there's a lot of shape measurements that we could calculate. So among these would be curvedness, the shape index, and then if you wanted to, I'm not going to do it this time, you could calculate a attribute which shows you where you have dome-like features based on the curvature, or ridge features, saddle, valleys, and bowls. And so these are really fun. I have a data set that we play with that has synuresis features, and these really show up there. And then we can also calculate the aberrancy attribute. So this is the derivative of curvature, if you remember that from any of my lectures. And so we'll calculate that too. We've got our historical kind of menu. It has a few less, but some folks like those. And again, we can do change the number of processors so that this runs a little bit more quickly, and then we will execute it. We can see it running over here in our menu, and we are just going to let it go. Okay, so curvature finished running, so I'm going to exit out of this, and I will exit out of our curvature menu, and then we will take a peek and see what curvature looks like. So going from seismic to 2D plots, we want to select curvature, which is K1. We'll look at K1. So let's scroll, and you can see we have calculated quite a lot of attributes already today. Alright, I'm going to change my time to maybe 1.7 or so, and we're going to look at it from a top-down point of view. So we'll set the increments, and we will execute. So here we're looking at our structural curvature K1, and you can also look at your structural curvature K2, so I'll just switch that out really quickly. So let's go to K2. We'll do the exact same thing. We'll start at 1.7 seconds. We've got CDP, set that to 1, and we will execute it. And so now you can see that we have plotted both our K1 most positive principal curvature and our K2 most negative principal curvature. And you know, typically K2 tends to be plotted in the bluer colors, negative colors, and what I'll show you a little bit later on is how you can co-render them in a later exercise.